Something that I think a lot of women in the film community have felt for a long time is the lack of representation. So I'm Danielle Robleski. I live in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I daylight as an HR professional, but my true passions are really in the arts. My main artistic endeavor is film photography. But I tripped into film photography about 3 years ago, and I have way too many cameras now. My Instagram handle is Girlwithtoomanycameras, and
Cool.
I completely just tripped into it by accident. I was at the thrift store one day. I don't know anything about photography, and they had a beautiful, pristine AE1. It was kind of like love at first sight. I looked at it and I was just like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. This piece of machinery is gorgeous. And it was only $10. At the moment, I just felt like, oh, it just would be a fun little, I'll grab this $10 camera and just shoot like a couple rolls of film for the hell of it. And now I have like over 40 cameras, and my life kind of revolves around it. I'll say like the last week and a half have kind of been a bit of a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Something that I think a lot of women in the film community have felt for a long time is the lack of representation. There are many women who have been talking about it publicly for quite some time. I also just think it's something that we've been talking about privately a lot too. There's a lot of female photographers I've just had private discussions with about these frustrations. About a week and a half ago, I saw a poll on Reddit that was asking, what are your favorite film photographers on YouTube? And it was all men. It's a moment where I saw it and it was just like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of only seeing the men represented and being promoted in this community. So I screenshotted that poll and I threw it up in my Instagram stories with just a little mini rant and just said, you know, all these men are very talented, but there are equally talented women out there, and they don't get the same level of recognition. As a follow-up to those stories, I just started shouting out a bunch of female photographers I love, and it kind of went crazy. People were, I think I got like 500 messages that day, and all positive, not a single negative message.
That's really cool.
It was incredible, and I was just very shocked and overwhelmed that it kind of took off. And then Storefront Backup reached out, and they offered me to do an Instagram takeover to feature female photographers on their page. So I did that. And it was when I was doing the Restore from Backup takeover that I was thinking, like, I'm so glad that people are really finally tuning into the fact that we've been saying this for a while. And I was so grateful to get that platform that the Restore team was so wonderful to give that to me. But I was just thinking, like, we need to find a way to make this part of the regular conversation. What can I do on a weekly basis where I highlight this? And so the Women with Film Wednesday idea came to me. I thought, I'll just, instead of posting my own photo on Wednesdays, I'll post another female who I really admire. And my honest hope is that everybody will take after and they'll start doing the same thing, and that just everybody on Wednesdays are posting their favorite women. And I think historically, whenever there's been some sort of a women's movement, just throughout history, so often the voices that are focused on are white women, and women of color and other marginalized voices are very frequently cut out of those conversations, and that just cannot be with this. I feel very strongly about promoting women of color, LGBTQ, trans women, anybody who identifies as a woman. A lot of the feature accounts on Instagram are largely run by men, and if you go through and you actually kind of do some quick math on who they're featuring, it is largely male photographers. There was a really big account the other day that, just for fun, I decided to sit down and count up just their December posts to see how many women they featured in the month of December, and 2% of their posts were women. So I guess what I'm saying, when you have all the decision makers being held by largely men, women get cut out. So that's why women need to be in all places where decisions are being made. We can add diversity. If I go on YouTube, for instance, if I go on YouTube and I see a video and it's just a collaboration of 3 guys, it's not that I don't want to watch it, but it feels a little bit like this isn't meant for me. I was speaking to somebody else who runs a feature account. He told me, that, a lot of these guys probably are just not being super deliberate. They probably just happen to follow a lot of men, and they probably just log into Instagram. They scroll through their feed. They just see like their top buddies post and they're like, hey, I'm going to share this. And I'm not trying to say that those guys shouldn't be recognized, but I think when there is such an imbalance in who's being recognized and who's not, you need to be more deliberate. You can't just like kind of go on autopilot. You have to be thinking about wanting to represent what the actual population looks like, because the actual population is not 98% men and 2% women. That's, the human race would be dead if that were the case.
It wouldn't work out too well for us.
The really good-hearted part of me likes to hope that this isn't malicious, that this is happening. I think it's just happening because people aren't thinking about it. They're not thinking about their biases. They're not being intentional about making sure they're including diversity in their decisions.
Yeah.
So I guess what I would hope to hear when a page, gets called out a little bit, that they take an honest look at their stats and what they're doing and what their process is, and give an honest response like, hey, you're absolutely right. We can do a better job of featuring women, and we are going to do a better job. Restore from Backup is doing a really great job at featuring women. They were one of the people who, said like, hey, we haven't always done a great job, but we're doing better. And they have absolutely showed it. And so they are really, I think, pioneering what feature pages should do and what they should look like. And so I would tell women who feel disheartened or discouraged to just keep doing your work, keep focusing on what makes you happy, and keep speaking out and keep holding these people accountable. Because if we keep speaking out, eventually the tides will turn and eventually you will get recognized. So this is just a small sampling of just pages that some are ones I've recently discovered, some are ones I've been following for a long time, but they're just the ones that kind of this week I've really been especially vibing on. Something that was shared with me recently were two really great feature pages, Black with Film and then Black Film Population on Instagram. I highly recommend everybody check their pages out. They feature great work, and there's a lot of women of color they feature. FB Visuals. Her name is Jess. She has some really beautiful portraits. The one that really caught my eye that I've just been kind of fallen in love with is this beautiful photo of a woman. Just the lighting, the colors in it, the orange kind of reflects off her skin. I just think it's really beautiful. I also just love Chel's Dreams. Her full name is Chelsea Bollinger. Her portraits are so dreamy, and she's got this gorgeous up close portrait of a man who's just kind of gazing into like very directly, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
So our next person that I put on our list is Aza. She kind of shoots everything. She's got portraits, she's got photos of really beautiful old cars. The one that I kind of really fell in love with, she did some self-portraits. She's got this like gorgeous like pink lighting that just kind of drowns out the whole scene, and it just feels like very cinematic to me.
And she has a YouTube channel that I will definitely add to the link. So I'm excited about these profiles. I think 3 of them had YouTube channels, so that I didn't know about.
So next photographer we have on our list is Janina.jpg. Again, I love her work. She recently put up this photo of her bedroom. I really love her use of colors. She's got like a very kind of pastel-y, beautiful color scheme going on, and I love how consistent all of her photos are. And Ariella, I love Ariella. She's just a sweetheart. I've gotten to chat with her a little bit.
Cool.
She's just like she's such a good person. She's got such a beautiful heart and soul. But the thing that I've really been struck by with Ariella's work is how soft the light is. I like, that is what I strive for. I feel like my photos always end up being just like super blown out or super bright, and just her photos just have such a softness to them. The light is just so perfect. Oh, Co the photographer. Oh, this is another really, I'm going to say that about every page. This is another great page. So Co the photographer, she does gorgeous portrait work. The ones that I've really fallen in love with, where the model has like pearls around her jawline. Love this whole like white and pearl theme she's got going on in the shot.
And she has a YouTube channel and only 78 subscribers, so I am definitely shouting her out.
We need to change that, guys. Yeah.
She's too good.
Yeah, this girl needs more recognition for her work. I've been following Nicole Small for such a long time. Her full page name, I should say, is Nicole Small One-on-One, which is the same as her YouTube channel. And Nicole is just, oh my God, I don't even know how to put it. Every time I talk with her, she's just so supportive. She's so sweet. She does these really unique pinhole portraits.
Oh, yeah.
They're just haunting because, the element of the fact that you're using a pinhole, you kind of get the blurriness of the motion. Yeah. And it's just, I love how haunting her pinhole portraits are. So,
oh, yeah.
This is literally a photographer I discovered yesterday, but as soon as I looked at her work, I was just, I fell in love. It's Nastasia Ellis, I believe is her name. And I just like,
from Texas too.
so many different things going through my head. She has this beautiful portrait of herself. I think it's digital, to be fair, but I mean, digital film, it's all just mediums to give beautiful photos.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how she did it to get that effect. I don't know if it was done in post or if that was lighting in the studio, but as soon as I saw that portrait, I was just like, oh, I'm sold on this girl. Oh, Maya Moto. I saw her. I believe she was featured on, I think it was Black with Film page. Okay. And it came up in my feed. But the one that really blew me away is she's got this gorgeous portrait. The positioning of the body, it's so unique. I don't think I've ever seen anybody model somebody like that before.
Yeah.
I threw in here Kat Swansea. Her Instagram handle is Kat Swansea Photo. I feel very loyal to Kat. I've been following Kat. I think I've been following her for a very long time. And she is one of the first female photographers that I found on Instagram who really inspired my work and kind of gave me creative ideas, and that really motivated me to want to go out and keep getting better. So Kat does these beautiful photos of rural Texas. I mean, it seems to me like she just drives around Texas all day and takes photos, and that's the life. Oh, I have Jennifer Frulo-Weber next. I love Jennifer's work. She does a lot of beautiful work with tintypes. That's not all that she shoots, but her tintypes are just gorgeous. I feel like a lot of people who do tintypes pretty much just do tintype portraits, which they're beautiful, by all means do it. And I know a lot of people do that as a business, but what I really love about Jennifer's work is that she does tintype still lifes and tintype scenes. Chromatic conversion. I love, this is Tegan. She's based out of Canada. I think she shoots on a Hasselblad, so a lot of her photos are 6x6, and her 6x6 landscapes I just think are stunning.
These are beautiful.
They're exactly what I want my landscapes to look like. She's got this, I think it's a bonfire on a beach. The way it's framed, where you have the rocky beach and you see the fire, but then you can see the water behind it then the setting sky. It's just,
that's awesome.
Stunning.
She has another person with a great sense of the depth of the frame and the design of the frame.
Yes. I've been screaming about Sierra Kristen for I feel like a long time.
Speaking of somebody who doesn't have nearly enough followers.
Oh my God, these are museum quality. These prints are gorgeous. I think she also shoots on a Hasselblad. She does a lot of 6x6 work. I just think she's got such a beautiful understanding of light, and she really knows how to play with it. The awareness and the understanding of how you're framing a photo so that light is just placed perfectly. It speaks to the quality and the level of photographer she is. I have Indwell Boudoir next. Also, her name is Kyla Elliott. What I really like about her work, she specializes in boudoir photography. And I feel like we tend to see a lot of nude images or partially nude images of women in the media, but so frequently they're created for the male gaze, for a male audience. And they feel very unrealistic. They're not really depicting women as they really are. And what I love about Kyla's work is that it just feels like you're looking at real women.
As a man who takes mostly pictures of women, it's important for me to look at profiles like this. It's how do women actually look and actually see themselves?
The next artist I have on my list is Anna S. Snapshots. And the thing that I find really unique about Anna's work is that all of her photos are taken on a Holga. I just think is insane. She's got photos that are National Geographic level quality.
That's great.
Yeah, and so many people say that, limitations in photography breed creativity, and I think that's very true. And I feel like nothing really perfectly states that more for me than Anna's work. The last one I threw up on here is They Hold a Special Place in My Heart by Onomi. I love this artist. They are phenomenal. I helped run a feature page called the Black Box Magazine, and months back I was just trying to find some more photographers to feature on our page, and I was just shocked. I thought, how does this person...
Yeah, this is just 1,200 right now. Still, wow.
They posted a photo at the beginning of this week of like a rocking chair on a sidewalk with this beautiful fall tree. Killer choice.
Oh,
they nailed that photo. It's called the Black Box Magazine. So Odar Nelson, he founded it. He founded the project. He brought us the remaining people in to help run it. I also have Insa Nordoff, who also helps out just like I do, and same with Syrian Barker. So we all it's essentially a feature account. We have a website as well that we do artist profiles on too.
Cool.
I think this was a really great discussion. I'm so glad that we got to go through and feature all of those incredible people. Like I said, they all deserve like all the recognition. They deserve all the follows. People should be supporting them. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks.
Thank you so much, Jamie. I really appreciate this.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for talking to me, and thanks for everything you're doing with that too.
Yeah, no problem.
Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything else. Leave a comment if you have any recommendations for other people to follow, and click on these playlists for more things I think you might enjoy.